All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Go pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me, that you might have life. I received no honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. Shalom, Eric, man. Him shall you receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you. The Abba, there is one that accuse you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise the Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Come on, say with Job 16:19, Hosea 12:10, Romans 16:25, Revelation 19:10. Get your mama to do it. Yeah, no, she'll get going.
So you also know, behold, my witnesses in Shamayim and my record is on high.
Hosea 12:10. Hush, boy.
I have also spoken by the prophets. I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Romans 16:25.
Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began.
Kept secret.
But now is made manifest, and by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith.
That's right. That's right. Revelation 19:10.
And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see you do it not. I am your fellow servant and of your brethren that have testimony of Yahushua. Worship Elohim, for the testimony of Yahushua is the rock of prophets.
John 5:30. And what is the point that we've been dealing with for the last month plus? That the testimony of Yahushua gives life to every vision. And where there is no vision, the people perish. And the Son was manifested that you might have life and that you might have it in abundance. John 5:30.
I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just. Because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Abba which hath sent me.
That's right.
If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another that bear witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnessed of me is true. You sent unto John, and he bear witness unto the truth.
Peace,
but I received not testimony from man, but these things I say that you might be saved. He was a burning and a shining light, and you were willing for a season to rejoice in his light.
Shalom, Brother Mark.
But I have greater witness than that of John, for the works which the Abba have given me to finish, the same works that I do bear witness of me.
The same works that I do bear witness of me.
That the Abba have sent me.
That's good. Let's return to Proverbs 4. Let's pick it up at verse 4. Shalom, Brother Marcus. I think we stopped at about 9 or 10, but we'll rehash. I ain't gonna lie, in this particular endeavor, as you've seen, obviously when the feast was going on, I wasn't trying to go for an extended period of time. And I'm not going to try to go for an extended period of time now. So what I mean by is, once I think that whatever we had has been exhausted, it is over with. We're just not going to keep going just for the sake of keep going. Dang, I don't know who on here. Who ain't selected a chapter yet? Because I can't see who on YouTube and who. Shoot, Brother Omar can do it. What's happening, Dante? Omar, man, let me get a book, man, and a chapter from Genesis to Malachi. With the exceptions, if you can recall what we have done. I know we've done 2 Kings 6. Deuteronomy 20, Jeremiah 6, Micah 5,
Songs of Solomon chapter 1.
Songs of Solomon 1, Songs of Solomon 5. But yeah, man, let me get a book and chapter, man. You know what I'm talking about? So go ahead, Sylvie. Proverbs 4 and 4.
He said, he taught me also and said unto me, let your heart retain my words, keep my commandments and live.
Pause. Let your heart do what?
Retain my words.
And John 6 and 63, man, on general principle, man. John 6 and 63. You know what I'm talking about? Peace, 10K. Run
It is the ruach that quicken, the flesh profit nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are ruach and they are life. But there are some of you that believe not.
Proverbs 10. Okay, that's a bet. So he added Proverbs 10 along with Proverbs 4. So I can be able to combine those because we right over there. So listen, right? You see how I say 4 and 4? He taught me and say retain my words, right? Mm-hmm. Now I want you to come to Proverbs 10 and 1, man, and run that. Shalom, Sister Virginia.
Proverbs of Solomon, a wise son make a glad father.
A wise son make a what?
A glad father.
But a foolish son
is the heaviness of his mother.
Now see, listen, man, he said a wise son make glad his father. So I want you to look at what that is. Matthew 17 and 5. Go ahead.
While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud which
what he said?
This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased.
This is my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased. You know why? Why does a wise son make glad a father? Given the definition of glad as we swing back to Proverbs 4, it's because it's talking about wisdom. We can rock it like that.
Glad is samak, to rejoice. To be
that
glad.
Makes him rejoice. Now, why would the father rejoice? Obviously, because the son, Yahushua HaMashiach, clearly has fulfilled his will. But how did he fulfill his will? With skill in war. Well, how did he show forth the skill in war? I want you to go read Psalms 144 and 1 more time. We read it during the course of this week. I want you to read it one more time.
Baruch be Yahuwah my strength.
That's right.
Which teach my hands to war.
He teach my hands to what?
To war.
And my
fingers to fight.
He teach my what?
Fingers to fight.
And now tell him what fight mean. You know war is milkamah. You already know that.
That is, fight is milkamah, or which is battle or war.
So there's a battle. You know, it's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You're walking with your head down, scared to look. Huh? You know about that? You should, because ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Huh? You're never around when the beef cooks in my part of town. Similar to Vietnam. Now, we talk about Ephesians 6, right? Now, we have to look at what is the skill that Mashiach used. I want you to look at some of the skill that he used. I want you to go to Mark chapter 12, you did. Pick me up at verse 20. You know what I'm talking about? This thing want to restart. Bam! You hear me? Oh, I done asked that several times. I done snoozed it. He keep coming back. I done snoozed him 5 times.
So now there were 7 brethren, and the first took a wife, and dying left no seed. Mm-hmm. The second took her and died, neither left he any seed. And the third
left him any seed.
And the 7 had her and left no seed. Last of all, the woman died also.
Is that right?
And the resurrection, therefore, when they shall rise, whose wife shall she be?
Whose wife shall she be?
For the 7 had her to wife.
What happened?
Thou shalt answer said unto them, you do not therefore err, because you know not the scriptures, neither the power of Elohim. Mm-hmm. But when they shall rise from the dead, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the Malachim, which are in Shamayim.
Listen what he tell them.
And as touching the dead that they rise, have you not read the book of Moses, how in the bush Elohim spake unto him, saying,
I'm the Elohim of who?
Abraham,
and
of Isaac,
and
of Jacob.
And
he is not the Elohim of the dead,
but
the Elohim of the living.
See, he used skill right there. Them boys wasn't ready for that. See, because when they asked this question, shalom, Brother Robert, when they asked this question in regards to whose wife she gonna be in the resurrection. He would let them know, man, you don't know what you talking about. Because when you in a divine state, man, you don't have no need for sexual intercourse. And you think he the God of the dead? Boy, he the God of the living. And he made mention of that because he referenced Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's name, though they were not manifested in the flesh. When you in God, you are alive. That's why he say he made quicker the just in the grave, man. You know what I'm talking about? Let's continue though. And also because Yahuwah is life. So whoever is in him and he is in has life. Because the word of Yahuwah is life. And the word of Yahuwah abide forever. That's what the book takes. Come on with it, man. Indeed, good sir. Indeed. Saying with delicious bones. Saying that when that dead man, hold on. Let's go ahead and look at it. What that is? Go over here to Kings, man. 2 Kings. Be exact. I'm gonna lay through that man body in the grave with Elisha, man. Hold on. 2 Kings 13, man. 2 Kings 13 and 20, man.
And Elisha died, and they buried him, and the bands of the Moabites invaded the land at the coming in of the year. And it came to pass as they were burying a man that, behold, they spied a band of men. They cast the man into the sepulchre of Elisha. And the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisha.
What happened?
He revived and stood up on his feet.
He did what?
He revived and stood up on his feet.
What happened?
But Hazael, the king of Syria, oppressed Yasharal.
Oh, that's good, right? So how did it go? You know what it say in Romans 6. You know what it say in Romans 6. But we'll read it anyway. 6 and 4.
Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as a Mashiach was raised up from the dead by the esteem of the Abba, even so we also should walk in newness of life.
Same thing that we just read in John 6 and 63, where he say it's the Ruach that give life, that quicken, that make alive. Wherever the power of God rests in an individual, they are made alive. Elisha was made alive by the faith that was in it. Let's come back to Proverbs chapter 4, man. Where you was at before that? Before 2 Kings.
Mark 12 and 20.
Oh, yeah, keep running with that. It's another point. Mark 12 and what?
24.
Mark 12 and 24.
So Yahshua answered him and said, do not therefore err, because you know not the scriptures, neither the power of Elohim.
That's right.
For when they shall rise from the dead, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the Malachim, which are in Shamayim.
That's right.
And as touching the dead that they rise, have you not read in the book of Moses?
Have you not read?
How in the bush Elohim spake unto him, saying, I am the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Isaac, and the Elohim of Jacob.
The Elohim of Jacob.
He is not the Elohim of the dead, but the Elohim of the living.
You
therefore do greatly err.
You don't know what you talking about.
And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning
he
together,
said he answered him very well.
And perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all?
And listed the wisdom that he used.
The first of all the commandments is Hero Yasharal. The Lord our Elohim is one Lord. You shall love the Lord your Elohim with all your heart,
with all your might,
with all your soul, all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment.
See, and this also goes back to what we were talking about, what that was, Wednesday, man? About when we were talking about taking root. That's why stuff don't take root. You know what I'm saying? Read that part again, man. That Deuteronomy 6 and 4 that he's mentioning to these people, man. Listen.
He said, you shall love the Lord your Elohim with all your heart.
Pause. Your entire layup, your entire inward man, the entire seat of your emotions, the entire essence of who you are. The next thing he said,
and with all your soul,
and every bit of your nephash. And the next, which means all your life. The next thing he said,
with all your mind,
with your entire mind. Your entire mind, every ounce of you. What else he says?
With all your strength.
With every bit of strength that you can muster. Shalom, Brother Ernest. And see, this is the thing, right? Everybody don't have the same amount of strength. I try to mention that consistently because everybody's not the same. Shalom to me, I ain't see that. Everybody's not the same. The number one mistake that you could make is to think that everybody's the same. And everybody should be like you. When you think that everybody should be like you, that's a level of self-centeredness and a lack of self-awareness. You know what I'm talking about? And your head stuck up your behind. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't that strong. And everybody don't operate from the same base because everybody ain't raised the same. Everybody don't have the same life experiences. So people have to mature and grow when they come in certain areas of life. You know what I'm saying? Certain people have come from certain things that have affected them in a particular way, which causes them to think a particular way and view the world a particular way. You know what I'm saying? And we don't ever take that stuff into account. That is not an excusing of people's behavior per se. This is for you to understand their behavior. When you can understand their behavior, then you can be able to understand the proper information to give the solution for them to rectify their behavior. If you don't understand their mindset or behavior, then you wouldn't be able to actually give any tangible solutions that they could use to rectify their behavior. It will really just be surface level stuff. It won't be something that could actually touch the depths of the soul to cause an individual to consider. Because like I said, I was talking to my dog about this the other day, man, and I told him, same thing I've been telling y'all for years, man, what my auntie did. Hey, man, she want to know, how did you arrive to that conclusion? How did you arrive to this decision? What made you think this was a right? And see, you hear niggas say that, but you don't realize how important that is, especially when you're dealing with a child and you communicate to a child in that fashion, because this is going to cause them to have a level of, I hate to say emotional intelligence, but definitely a level of self-awareness and intelligence of their decision making and how they arrived to their decision and what drove them to that decision. This can allow them to actually make more wise and calculated decisions because they can weigh out their options. The thing that most people don't really pause and think about with young people is, do they know what they're doing when they choose to make a decision? They know what they want to do, but a lot of them don't understand the ramifications of the consequences of what they choose to do. They don't have that level of foresight, you know what I'm saying? Or that level of insight to really know, like, hey, well, if you do this, this is going to have this effect. They don't really understand cause and effect in an in-depth manner like that. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my homegirl earlier today that work at the gym, man, and I pretty much told her the same. Like, most adults don't have that level of wisdom to even give that to their children for them to be able to do that. Because that is another mistake that most people make. Just because you have children does not mean that you have the requisite skills to give them the proper information that they can understand themselves, understand others, and the world around them, that they can make wise and conscious decisions. You know what I'm saying? You just assume because somebody is grown that they really have that ability. Most people are mentally and emotionally stunted. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. No, not even being funny or nothing. Like, y'all niggas been alive. You've been around people. Most people are mentally and emotionally stunted. They react emotionally. They speak emotionally. Most people do not look at things from, and I'm only saying that it's really at the front of my mind because I was reading the comments with the video of the lady that JSO had dummied up the other day over there on the north side somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because they said they locked a couple people up for the Halo law. I ain't know nothing about no Halo law. Halo law in Florida says you got to give a first responder 25 feet. And if you don't give them 25 feet and you begin to interfere into their duties, that you could be charged with a second-degree misdemeanor, like, a misdemeanor. But nevertheless, who wants to go to jail? So they locked 2 people up for that because they say this lady parked in the wrong spot. Principal told her to move. She got belligerent, didn't want to move. They went and got the police. She pretty much like, F you, I ain't moving. Allegedly, well, they put out the dash cam video. I didn't watch it. Well, the body cam video. I didn't watch it. They say the lady bit the man, swung on the man. He dummied it up. Boop, boop. Slammed her by her head, this, that, then, the third. All the people in the comments, he wrong, this, that, then, the third. Completely omitting the fact that this woman bit this man. Completely omitting the fact this woman squared up and swung on this man. You know what I'm talking about? They're going to say, don't do this in front of my child. Granted, this woman had a revoked license, so she wasn't supposed to be driving anyway. So how could you illegally park and jump out your car, then go off on the principal and the police is beyond me. But that's black women for you. And what do I mean by that? I mean that in the aspect of sometimes our women move with a sense of entitlement that they believe that they can do whatever they want to do, however they want to do it, and how dare you say something to me. And see, when a man doesn't have masculine influence, that type of mindset trickles down to him, and then he responds to people in position of authority in the same fashion. And now he's beginning to act like his mom. This leads you to think that you can square up with the police and not get punched in your mouth. Because this is what people are saying in the comment. He shouldn't have did that. No, you can't do that, bro. What I mean by that, I've told you this before. This is one thing that our women find out a little faster. You might could do that with a black man, and he gonna let that slide. Them white folks ain't letting that slide. You know what I'm saying? They not going for it. And we be shocked when that happens. This is not to say, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't tell you how no man gonna respond if a woman bite him and square up and swing on him. You know what I'm saying? See, that thought process of telling people a man shouldn't hit a woman, man, every man don't abide by that once you put your hands on me. So a lot of people, when they see a man respond that way, they shocked, because a lot of women are shocked, and they usually come, I'm talking about women who are belligerent like this, that they put their hands on somebody and then he don't do nothing back. So you assume that you could do this because you might have did it to 2 men or 3 men and they didn't do nothing back. But this man did something back. Now, I'm just referring to the comments, man. Like, it's quite evident that that woman ain't have no wisdom to give to her child, because if she had wisdom, she wouldn't even put herself in this position. See, one of the things, again, and what I'm talking about is reacting emotionally. It's the same thing when Buddy got punched through the window. Using wisdom is using things to avoid things that you don't have to necessarily deal with. There's some things like this here, man, like I done told you before, man, you can't litigate with the police in the street. That's not a courtroom. So you're not going to win that. Wisdom would tell you that, and then you would move accordingly. Now, remember what the Lord told you in Matthew 5. He told you to agree with your adversary quickly while you were in the way with him, lest he deliver you to the judge, and the judge deliver you to the officer, and you won't come out till you pay the very last mite. So this man done gave you the game on how to deal with that. See, we get in our mind, I ain't got to deal with that because I ain't did nothing wrong. That ain't what he told you. Read it for him, man. Matthew 5.
Agree with your adversary quickly while you are in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver you to the judge, and the judge deliver you to the officer, and you be cast into prison. Truly I say unto you, you shall by no means come out thence till you have paid the uttermost farthing.
Now, this is for people who in the word. Like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just moving with skill, man. You could be in the right and still end up in the wrong, depending on when you're not in a position of power, you can't try to exert power. And that's what I'm saying, that this is what that lady tried to do. You're not in a position of power. You're trying to exert power. He's exerting his power. You decide, I want to fight against that power. Now you're going to have to deal with the consequences of the power that he actually has, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? But see, you have to understand that when you take your emotions out to play. You know what I'm saying? Now, also, you know, the book tell you that, hey, man, soft answer, turn away wrath. You could have simply, hey, I need you to move your car. All right, I got you. And it avoids all that. Because what happened? You got bammed on your head in front of your jet, and now you done went to jail. So what did that accomplish? What did you prove? It proved that you're an idiot because you're not using your mind. Now, you take that into account if you're dealing with a person, period, if you're dealing with whatever. Remember, he said in all you get wisdom. That's skill in war. So you have to know how to move, man. And you have to use your mind. When your whole mind is with God, you don't get caught up in that type of stuff, man. See, our people don't like to hear that because we think it's excusing Mr. Charlie. Man, we don't give a damn about Mr. Charlie. But let me tell you something real, man. You don't never put yourself in a position for harm to be done to you when you're not going to win. Do you know Kenny Rogers? You know Kenny Rogers. You know what he told you to do? You got to know when to hold him. You got to know when to fold him. Know when to walk away. And know when to run. You know what I'm saying? That's wisdom, because that's skill. Every situation don't call for the same response. Now, why am I mentioning this again? Because everybody don't know how to teach their children that. You know what I'm saying? And you think every adult has that. Listen, man, just because blood flows to your genital area and you obtain an erection, just because your genital area begins to lubricate and you find somebody to perform coitus with, does not mean that you have the mental, emotional, and spiritual capacity to raise a child. It don't. You know what I'm saying? But you know what most of those believe? If you have kids, you have that capacity. And most of you been living long enough to know. Nah, more people don't. In general, more people dumb as box rocks. In general. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't talking about intelligence-wise either, because you have some very intelligent people who don't know how to navigate life. You know what I'm saying? The objective is to live as long as the Lord allows, and to be able to raise your children up to be wise, conscientious, considerate, loving, caring, strong, understanding people. But we get caught up in a lot of things: status, validation, the accumulation of material items and assets. You know what I'm saying? All these other type of things that would never really do anything for the things that are lacking on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I mean by that, some people like to get fly. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people like to get fly to hear the applause from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to be successful just because they're driven by whatever it is that they're seeking to do. Some people want to be successful for the clap from the crowd. Remember what he said in Paid in Full? If I walk away from the game, will they still clap for me? Some people are fueled by that. That fuel is coming from an empty place. You know what I'm saying? It's a place, it's a void you're trying to fill. Usually those voids are created in your childhood. You know what I'm saying? That's why you want to make sure that you raise your children in a particular way where they grow up to be void free. When you're void free, you don't seek to fill it with external things. You know what I'm talking about? But when you got voids, you need external validation and pleasure and acceptance in order to fill the holes within your soul that are lacking. You know what I'm talking about? That's just how the game goes. Just how the game goes. Go ahead, man. Where we at with it?
We'll go Matthew 5 and 25.
Yes, sir. Back to Mark 12 and what? 28?
We are in verse 31.
Matthew 12 and 31.
Saying the second is like, namely this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself.
That's right.
There is none other commandment greater than these. The scribe said unto him, well, master, you have said the truth, for there is one Elohim, and there is none other but he.
That's right.
To love him with all the heart, with all the understanding, with all the soul, and with all the strength. And to love his neighbor as himself is more than all whole burnt offerings.
See, that's wisdom right here. And really, that's understanding that he gave him. After he gave him the wisdom, he gave him insight. What the Lord told him.
And Yahshua saw that he answered discreetly. He said unto him, you are not far from the Malkuth of Elohim, and no man after that do ask him any questions.
That man say, you ain't too far, man. Kingdom right near to you. Romans 13 and 7. The carry along with that, man. You know what I'm saying? With the second part of what he mentioned. Go ahead.
Render therefore to all their dues tribute, to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom,
that's right.
Fair to whom fair, honor to whom honor.
That's right.
Owe no man anything but to love one another.
Owe nobody nothing. Tell them what owe means, man. Don't owe nobody nothing but to love. And again, I mentioned that because that's where them voids come from. I've told you this for years because I knew this before the word. Can't nobody love you, man, if they don't love themselves. And I'm telling you, the ability for an adult to love themselves comes from the ability of their parents to love them from the day that they were born to the day that they're old. And everything counts. How you respond to their mistakes, how you respond to their disobedience, how you talk to them, how you everything play into that. You know what I'm saying? How you discipline them. That's why I've always told you that, discipline without instruction is the epitome of cruelty. You know what I'm saying? Chastising a child without instructing them is worthless because all they're going to do is just brace themselves for the strike. The strike means nothing. They become numb to it. It has no effect other than they worry about that you're going to hit them. You know what I'm saying? And all that leads to is when they come of age, they're not going to tell you nothing. They're just going to make a cavalcade of mistakes and ruin their life and not tell you nothing. Instruction is better, but instruction takes patience, and instruction takes care, and instruction takes time, and instruction takes diligence to sit down and say, no, that's not what you do, son. And this is why. Because it's easy to slap them upside the head, punch them in the chest, kick them in the behind, pull out a belt, yell, scream. It's easy to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? That don't bring no instruction, though. All they do is just tune that out. If you over time, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm talking about now every now and then you have to raise your voice because they need to know that you're not playing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about I know people who grew up in the household, all they people did was yell. They not learning, they ain't learning nothing from that. You know what I'm saying? All he knew is if I did something my mama or daddy didn't like, they yelled. But a life skill hasn't been imparted. Now again, I'm telling you this here, man, because that's just how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? My people sat down. I'm telling you, I wish Naisha was here. I say it every time so you can hear her say it, that she would rather get whooped than to get the lecture because the lecture came with instruction. You know what I'm saying? My people wasn't always jumping off first quarter to whoop you. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make sure, hey, nigga, we don't do that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, what was you thinking about? Because it's just easy. See, but again, and I've told you this before, this is because that's how black people are trained, that's what you're supposed to do. This ain't no gentle parenting stuff, man. It's talking about using skill and wisdom. Sometimes you have to drop a foot in their behind, but that comes with a level of defiance and just open disregard for what I've said unto you after I've given you instruction. Now, again, I was raised this way. The refinement came from dealing with the word and seeing like, bro, Yahuwah do the same thing, man. So if you see that your God is doing the same thing with you, it's only quite natural that you would do that with your children. Because I'm going to tell you, most of them look crazy at you when you chastise them verbally. It's with the instruction, then the whooping. Because now they have to stop and consider. And most of the time, it's stinging them in their heart because their pride getting in the way. You know what I'm saying? But this goes back to what I told you the other day. This is how the information that your parents gave you will still be with you when you become 30 years old, 35 years old, and you go to thinking back like, damn, they was right. Because most of the time, you don't think they know what they talking about. Oh, that nigga don't know what he talking about. That nigga don't know what he talking about. That nigga don't know what he talking about. He just talking. And you know what I'm saying? People who do know what they talking about, they just not gonna keep talking. I already told you. You know what ends up happening, Sylvia? You may not come back and tell them that. You'd be like, damn, that nigga was right. When it went just like he told you it was gonna go. Or just like she told you it was gonna go. And it doesn't mean you're just this great clairvoyant person. It comes from life experience and understanding and assessing situations and knowing if you do this or do that, this is probably what's gonna happen. That's wisdom, man. And understanding meshed together. This is why they tell you get wisdom and all you're getting, get understanding so you can make wise choices. And the further we get in Proverbs 4, it's going to show that. Continue. This is Romans 13:9.
Say, for this, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not kill, you shall not...
My bad. I wanted you to give me the definition for it.
That's Ophelio, that is to owe, to be in debt for, or to be under obligation.
The only obligation you got is to love people, man. Listen here, right? That's the only obligation you got for your children is to love them. You know what I'm saying? Again, love them ain't buying them toys. Loving them ain't taking them to amusement parks or the fair or anything of the sort. You know what he told you in Proverbs 27, that open rebuke is better than secret love. You know what I'm saying? And the wounds of a friend are faithful. Now, of course, there's an underlying message to that. That don't mean you just go around swinging swords. Because the truth of the matter is somebody who loves you going to say things and it's going to sting and you ain't going to like it. Why do you think when we talk to them children, man, they be sitting there looking at you stupid? Because that junk sting. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that at all. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, come on.
Say, for this, you should not commit adultery, you should not kill, you should not steal, you should not bear false witness.
That's right.
You should not covet, and if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying.
What's that saying?
You shall love your neighbor as yourself.
That's right.
Love work no ill to his neighbor.
Tell him what ill mean, man.
That's kakos of a bad nature.
Love don't work.
Wrong or wicked.
Love don't work. Nothing bad. Nothing ill. Nothing wicked. Love don't work that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you this here because I'm telling y'all this, man. My people love me, man. You know what I'm saying? And that junk means something, bro. It means something, man. It means something in regard to how you see yourself and how you go out in the world. You know what I'm saying? I just told somebody that when you love yourself, you don't overvalue physical intimacy with a woman. So what I mean by that, that means you can have a conversation with a woman, man, and your mind is not preoccupied with how you can smash her. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is not preoccupied with that because you love yourself. Man, when you love yourself, man, you don't mess with scallywags, foot draggers, and harlots, whores, and hoes. You don't do that because you value and respect yourself. Baby, I wouldn't dare. You know what I'm talking about? I wouldn't dare. I wish I would. When you love yourself, you value yourself to not surround yourself with the wrong type of people. And when I say the wrong type of people, man, I'm not talking about criminals. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about people who participate in felonious activities. You know what I mean? I'm talking about people who co-sign everything you do with no pushback. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about people who see you out of pocket and turn their head. People who won't tell you the truth. People who encourage you to go against your own word. People who encourage you to delve into the worst parts of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or people who bring out the worst in you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, when we hear wrong people, we always go to think about crime and things of that nature, man. You know what I'm saying? Being around people who will emotionally drain you, mentally drain you. When you love yourself, you're like, oh no, you can't have that type of access to me, man. You know what I'm saying? No, we can't do that. It's something wrong with you. No. You know what I'm saying? Like when you love yourself, that's what you do. That's why I've always told you, man, it's going to be hard for you to love God and love your neighbor. You don't love yourself because you don't have no foundation of love to give to nobody. You don't. That's why the book tell you love never fails. So what does that mean, Civic? If love never fails and love works no wickedness to his neighbor, when you love somebody, man, that don't go away. It don't matter if it's 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years. If there's disagreements, headbutt, man, that don't go away if it's real. I always told you, man, look here, man, it always ain't about who right or who wrong. It's about the love. The love should be greater than that. Most of us ain't come from loving environment, so you can't really love nobody for real. The only thing you love is fulfilling your own desires and people who will justify you in said desires. So you'll never become the person that you claim or desire to be. Continue on, good sir.
Say love work no ill to his neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law.
That's right.
And that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
We got to sleep, baby.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
What you need to do?
The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
Cast off what?
The works of darkness.
So guess what, man? You know that 1 John 1:5 tell you that Elohim is light and no part darkness. So all that sin, all that wickedness, all that unbelief, all that lust, whatever you got going on, it's time to put that off because you know darkness in that Hebrew in Genesis 1 mean what? Chaos, confusion. This is why he told you, man, what profit have you in those things which you used to do, which you are now ashamed? What gain you getting from that, blood? You ain't getting no gain from that. Go ahead, man.
So put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly as in the
Notice
day.
how he say put that armor of light on. We talked about that armor from Ephesians 6. That's what's going to give you the ability to go out here and fight. Go ahead, man.
Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying.
Tell them what chamber and wantonness is, man. Little partying.
Chambering is koite, that is a couch, a place for laying down, resting, or sleeping in the bed or couch. Or you got adultery, you got the marriage bed, cohabitation, whether lawful or unlawful, sexual intercourse.
Don't be out here freaky.
And wantonness is aselgia, unbridled lust, excess, licentiousness, lasciviousness, wantonness, outrageousness,
outrageous lust, shameless lust. Don't be out here with that, man. It's real easy to get caught up in that type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all something, man. I'm a firm believer and proponent of this. Now, whether you agree, that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely believe that most desires come from a place of emptiness. You know what I'm talking about? Now, some desires are strictly driven strictly by desire. There's no impetus where that desire come from. But in general, I don't believe that's the case with most people. You know what I'm saying? I believe that I'm talking about negative desires. You know what I'm saying? I believe they come from a place of emptiness, as I mentioned earlier, of trying to fill a void. You know what I'm saying? I say that because everybody has to run that self-check on themselves and ask yourself, if there's something that you do desire, why do you desire it? What is the fulfillment that you're seeking to get upon its acquisition, if you would? You know what I'm saying? The same way we talk about, serving with a ready heart and a willing mind, that you have to take pleasure and take delight in the things that he take pleasure in. What is the impetus of why you want to take pleasure in what he take pleasure in? What is if it's yams? Why do you have a desire to sample different sweet potatoes? You know what I'm talking about? If it's money, why do you have a desire to want money so bad? You know what I'm saying? If it's status, if it's validation, whatever it is, man. You know what I'm talking about? What's driving out? What's causing all of this? As Ric Flair would say. You know what I'm saying? I say that because once you can identify those things, man, shoot, it can be love. Sometimes, man, you can have a desire for love, man, and you end up seeking it in all the wrong places. You understand what I'm saying? So these are things like when we were talking about examine yourselves, whether you be in the faith, sit upon your own bed and commune with your own heart. That's the things you have to examine yourself, to be honest and real with yourself, so you can become the man or woman that you say that you want to be, which is a son or daughter of God. Because I would wager that's why you're here. You know what I'm saying? All of us have to do that, myself included. You can't never go by without a reality check. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at yourself every day. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that whatever's driving you is not coming from the wrong place. Because if it's coming from the wrong place, it'll lead you to the wrong place. To put you in a position like we were talking about in Corinthians, where you got to face your own desires and where you'll know your escape route. You know what I'm saying? When you could have got out of there. But guess what he did? You were chambering. You laid down because you really didn't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? Don't get yourself caught up like that, man. Go ahead with it, bud.
Say, but put you on the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach,
right.
And make not provision for the flesh
That's
to
right.
fulfill the lust.
Put you on who?
Yahushua HaMashiach.
Put on the word, man. Put on the Son of God, man, and you won't feel the lust thereof. And that's the number one way to beat it. And the thing that we don't do is we don't put the word on. You know what I'm talking about? Proverbs 4:4, my G. I just want to use that there as far as wisdom is concerned, of how he handled that when they came at them. He used the skill, and with that skill, he's shown understanding. So you got to have the skill to know how to move, and then the understanding to go along with it. And that's where life comes from. That's why he told you to buy the truth and sell it not, and also instruction, wisdom, and understanding. Ain't that what he said? He said you need all of that. You need to acquire that. You need to get wisdom first. Well, first, he said he told you to buy the truth. So you need to get some faithfulness and steadfastness first. Once you become faithful and steadfast, then you need to get you some wisdom so you got the skill so you can remain faithful and steadfast. And then get the understanding so you know why you're using the skill to help you stay faithful and steadfast. And when you put all those three things together, along with the discipline and chastening and the instruction that comes thereof, then you can become a son and not a bastard. Ain't you all good? Let's continue.
So he taught me also and said unto me, let your heart retain my words, keep my commandments and live. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget not, neither decline from the words of my mouth.
That's right.
Forsake her not, and she shall preserve you.
That's right.
Love her, she shall keep you.
And we talk about that. That's how he was able to rise from the dead. Go ahead.
So wisdom is a principal thing.
Therefore,
get wisdom, and with all you're getting,
get understanding. What else?
Exalt her, she shall promote you.
Now see, pause. Now go to Matthew 13:44. Now y'all know what the end of the chapter is. And I know we read Luke 24, where it said that he opened their understanding, that they might understand the scripture. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Say again, the kingdom of Shamahim is like unto a treasure hid in the field.
Matthew 13:44.
That which when a man have found, he hide, and for joy therefore go and sell all that he have. And
all that he have.
Again, the kingdom of Shamahim is like unto a merchant.
Now hold on, Paul. He said the kingdom of Shamahim is like what? A man to do what?
Treasure in the field, that when a man have found, he hide it, and for joy therefore go and sell all that he have.
He sells all that he has. Now, what does this mean? If a man is not willing to forsake all that he has, he can't be my disciple. This ain't talking about necessarily forsaking your physical items. This is forsaking your own pleasure, your own way, your own thoughts. See, this is taking you back to Deuteronomy 6:4, man. To love this man with all your mind, all your heart, all your strength, all your soul. And when eternal life comes, you esteem and value that so much that nothing else matters. So you willing to forsake and sell everything you got. He said he willing to sell everything he got for the kingdom. And you know what I take it back to? Proverbs 23:23, man. Buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom, instruction, and understanding. Because when you put those four things together, you get eternal life. Because Yahushua been made wisdom unto you. He is the truth, the way, and the life. You know what I'm talking about? He gonna give you the chastening for you to become a son. And therefore that leads to the understanding, because without understanding, you worthy of death. And we know the Son of God has come to give us an understanding that we might know him that is true, that we're in him that is true. Even his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, this is the true Elohim in eternal life. You have to acquire those four things and put them together, man. Them things together, no man will perish. Period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you're willing to sell everything you got to acquire that, because that one pearl contains all of that. And you know how we know that? Because he said, don't cast your pearls before swine. And he know what the pearls is, ain't it? Go to Matt. What that is when we get that? I forget the definition of it. So, I'm sorry. What's that? Matthew 6. Matthew 14. I think it's proverb that it means, but let's confirm. No, it's Matthew 7. Where's it at? Yeah, 7 and 6. Run that. Matthew 7 and 6.
Give not that which is Kadash unto the dogs, neither cast you your pearls before swine.
Why?
Lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you.
Give them Kadash and pearls, man.
Kadash is Hagios, a most Kadash thing, a saint.
You can't give the most set apart thing or the witness of the Son of God to impure, impudent minds.
And then pearls.
And that's that proverb.
Yeah, that's Marguerite's proverb, a word of great value.
A word of great value. So when that man sell that pearl, everything he got for that pearl, he's seen it of great value. And this goes back to, we talked about this before, when he say wisdom, he say with me is durable riches. You know what I'm saying? And the ransom of a man's life is his riches. And this man made himself poor that you might be made rich, because there's a man who have great riches yet have nothing. And there's a man who is poor yet have great riches. Most people don't value knowledge or the truth, wisdom, instruction, and understanding of God. It's not valuable to them. And you know why it's not? I told you this before, right? With the testimony of the Lord, most people don't want to deal with that because you can't monetize that. You can't bring esteem and honor to yourself with that. That's what the man told you in John 7, did he not? He said, man, read it for him, man, because I'm finna say it wrong. You know, I be having brain fog. Matthew 7 and 14. Man, I done got old, man. My blood pressure high. Everything this innocent. Go ahead. I said Matthew. I'm sorry. I meant John. My apologies, y'all. I said Matthew 7 and 14. I meant John. John 7 and 14.
Now, about the midst of the feast, Yahushua went up into the temple and taught.
What he taught?
Being marveled, saying,
what they was amazed by.
I know this man letters, having never learned.
Never learned.
Yahushua answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine,
but his
that sent me. If any man will do his will,
he will know
of the doctrine, whether it be of Elohim
or
whether I speak of myself.
What he say after that?
He that speak of himself seek his own esteem.
He that speak of himself seek his own what?
Esteem.
And he that
seek his esteem that sent him, the same is true.
And there's no
unrighteousness is in him.
And that's why a lot of people don't like the testimony of the Lord, because you can't seek your own esteem with it. By preaching the testimony of Yahushua, you have no choice but to esteem the Father and the Son. There's no way around it. There's no way you can esteem yourself. There's no way that you could uplift yourself. There's absolutely no way you can exalt yourself in any shape, form, or fashion. And the reality of it, when you peddle in faith, if you would, when you selling the truth, you know what I'm talking about, man? I'm saying truth. I'm not talking about truth as in factual. I'm talking about truth as what the word Amuna, Amath, and Aman mean, people, that's not valuable to people. They don't want to buy that. You know why? Because the majority of niggas are not steadfast. The majority of people are not faithful. They're just not. So that doesn't appeal to people. Remember, he told you that a steward must be found faithful. An individual who will possess such things has to be a faithful individual to begin with. He has to be a steadfast and constant person to begin with. This is why he does not just deliver these things just to anybody, because a lot of these niggas is busters. Y'all just think God just give out the most valuable things that he possessed to any and everybody just because people say they want it. No, bro, you have to have a particular type of character. Would you give your children anything if they wanted it? You know your children. You know if this dude is an idiot. You know if he's a screw up. You know if he's lustful. You already know that. If you're a grown man and you got children and you don't know what your children can and can't handle, their ability to function in particular areas, you're failing as a father. Because that means you're not raising your children, you just in the house. You just there. You know what I'm saying? That means you don't have the ability to make sure that this young man is put in a situation where he succeeds, or you don't put him in a situation where his confidence will be destroyed with failure because you know that he doesn't have the capacity to handle something at a particular time. And the ability to communicate with him, son, you're not ready for this, and this is why. You know what I'm saying? See that angst to want to do something? It could be to your own detriment at times. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to chill and abide and wait your time. Every man got his time. Most men miss their time because they indulge in things of vanity and no consequence. And their lusts. And some men prepare themselves for their time, that when that time arises, they're prepared and ready to be able to move themselves in position to do whatever it is that the Lord has ordained for them to do. Straight up and down, whether that be natural or spiritual. More so leaning to the natural, because the spiritual is a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be prepared. Like, do you understand how valuable the testimony / good news / basar / gospel of Yahushua is? Do you understand how precious that is, man? That's just not no light thing, bro. That's very, very precious because it's life. It's as precious as a newborn baby, man. I'm talking about it's as precious as finding out your wife is pregnant and knowing that life is growing in her womb. Because see, remember we read the other night, the seed is the word of God. So when that seed hit in that good ground and fertilized that heart, man, that's precious because life is forming. The Son of God is forming in this person. That is precious, man. That's valuable. That's weighty. It's not light. People don't value that because you cannot get something that brings esteem to you. You can't monetize that. You're not going to get rich off of that. Everybody's not going to praise you off of that. Everybody's not going to receive that. And that bothers people. And I'm not saying that it's a negative thing, that it bothers people, because we just have most people have a different outlook on the mindset of people. What I mean by that, just because you value something don't mean the next person will. You know what I'm saying? But I talked about that the other day. Some people value a Mercedes X650 Benz. And some people don't. They don't see the value in that. You know what I'm saying? What's happening, Rohan? Some people don't see the value in that. Some people see the value in spending money on quality apparel, and some people don't. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. They don't see the point, the rhyme, or the reason. Some people value buying a home, and some people don't. Some people value taking care of their health. Some people don't. Now, I'm not saying any of these things about to say that either or on each side of that is right or wrong. What I'm saying is that value comes from a personal perspective. And when you value something, you assume that other people will value it too. And you be amazed when they don't value it, but they just can't see it from the lens that you see it. Meaning they're not willing to spend what you willing to spend on that. Remember, he said, man got to forsake all that he has. He got to hate his mother, his father, his children, and his own life also. See, people hear that and they come up with a whole bunch of extra stuff, what that means. He telling you to hate your father and your mother and your wife. Come on, bro. The same breath, he got an apostle telling you to honor, his law tell you to honor your father and mother. He got the Lord telling you to do it. The apostle telling you to do it. The apostle telling you to love your wife as the Lord loved his wife. So that means he's not talking about the hatred that you think. But see, these niggas so simple that they don't know their law when they say, I'm Yahuwah, your Elohim, have no God before me. Because you know what niggas don't like to talk about? Some of you niggas put your parents before God. Some of you niggas put your children before God. A lot of niggas put their woman before God. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes compromise their soul for some yams. And usually from some yams of a scallywag. You know what I'm talking about? Or a disciplinary problem. A woman who ain't worth the time, trouble, or reason to even be fooling with. I done told you this before, and I'm going to tell you this again. Even if we wasn't in the word, man, you don't never put no woman before you or God. Nigga, you's a plumb dumb idiot. You wasn't put here for no woman, boy. You were put here for God, man. You don't never put no woman before God, man. And you don't put no woman before yourself. And I'm not talking about you don't put her before you for sacrificing for your family. So let me be clear. You know what I'm saying? Because as a leader, you might have to make sacrifices that are more beneficial to the whole than for you. What I'm talking about is, man, you the one that has to do X, Y, Z for the family. You can't put her before that. You can't put her before your purpose. You can't put her before what you got to do. The minute you do that, she become your God. And I'm telling you, man, she not going to respect you, blood. She not going to respect you. It ain't in her to respect you when you do that. And I'm not saying she wrong, and I ain't saying she right. I'm telling you what her nature is, bro. She's not going to respect you biologically. We was just talking about this the other day. I was talking to my homegirl about this morning when I was leaving the gym, man, because she was telling me about the dude she just stopped fooling with. And you know what that nigga did? You know the cardinal sin that he committed? He moved in that woman's house, man. You know what I'm saying? She said, the nigga say, man, can I come over? She said, the nigga came over, never left. Shalom, Shael, man. And never left. You know what I'm talking about? Now think about that for a moment, blood. There's no way this woman gonna look at you as the man that you want her to see you as when you're not operating like one. Because when something hit the fan, you know the first, this is my house, nigga. Nigga, you laying in my bed, eating my food, using my lights. It's not even, look at, man. Man, my people told me, man, a man of great esteem that she held in, he started doing stuff that was sideways, and she started disrespecting him unconsciously. She wasn't even consciously verbally disrespecting him. And I told her, I said, you were doing that because you were acting like a hoe. It's in your nature. It repulses a woman, man. I need y'all to understand something, man. When you do things contrary to manhood, that's why I shared that reel from Goldie the other day, because he told you no lie. Man, we talk about this in this word, man. The epitome of manhood is godliness, man. That's why this man said you made in the likeness of God. That means you supposed to, you made in his similitude. Get that for him, man, so you can understand. Because like these niggas be arguing about, he ain't the most high God, when it said he ain't thinking robbery to be equal with God, because these jackasses don't understand and know, man. That's equal of quality and quantity, my nigga. You equal to the quality of this man. And you made in his likeness. And he told you, be you perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. That means you have to exhibit these attributes. And when as a man, you don't exhibit those attributes, bro, there's no way in the world that woman is ever going to honor and value and respect you in the fashion that you want her to. It's never going to happen. And I ain't mad at her for that, because she's not wired to respect that. And I learned that at a very young age, man. I say somewhere between 18 to 21. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just not going to respect that, bro. Maybe younger than that. Because now that I think about it, I told you before, man, Big Cud told me straight up and down, man, with a woman don't let nothing slide. You know what I'm saying? He said you got to check it every time. Always got to be a man. You know what I'm saying? It's like you always got to be a man. Got to be one at all times. He wasn't talking about screaming, cussing, disrespecting, or none of that. He was saying you got to be firm and stand in your manhood. And don't tolerate X, Y, Z. Don't do this and don't do that and don't do this, because you got to maintain your respect. You got to maintain it. Because once that woman lose respect for you, blood, it's gone. You'll never get it back, man. You'll never get it back. That's right, Ernest, man. That's right, Darius. He said he gave Adam work of purpose and then the woman came. And you can never put her before that. And I'm going to be honest with you. She may not like you if you don't do it, but she going to respect you. And you would rather be respected than liked. And when I say rather be respected than liked, you'd rather be respected for standing on principles and honor than being liked for compromising them. Straight up. That's what I mean by that, bro. You would rather be respected for standing for principles and honor than compromising them. Doesn't matter if they don't like you. They're going to respect you because they know you ain't go against what you stand for. You can never do that under any circumstance. It's not worth it. The momentary pleasure that you're going to get from that compromise is not worth the lifetime of disrespect that's coming with it. Go ahead, Sid. Genesis 1:27.
And Elohim said, let us make man in our image.
Tell them what image means. See, they think of image and they think about physical characteristics.
This is salim. This is image.
Peace, Drake.
Or resemblance.
You want to resemble this man. How do you resemble him? He said, when you see me, you see my Father also. How does he resemble him? Go ahead, man.
After our likeness, and let him have dominion over the fish of
now
the
tell
sea.
him what likeness mean, man. And then you can just read it from the top continuously with no stop.
That's demuth, likeness or similitude or resemblance again.
What that mean, man? Listen to him.
And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the rats, and over every creeping thing that creep upon
now,
the
pause, blood. Now, we're going to take it a step further. You did. I want you to go to Romans 8. You know what I'm talking about? I want you to go to verse 28 on the old man. And listen what Paul tell you that go along with what this law say.
And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Elohim.
That's right.
To them who are called according to his purpose.
And what else?
For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate.
And what else?
To be conformed to the image of his son.
Boom! To be conformed to the what?
Image of his son.
Now tell them what image means right there, man.
That's icon, an image, figure, or likeness, or
now,
representation or resemblance.
How do you represent and resemble this man? You think this is physical characteristics he talking about? No, you know we don't need no excuse. Exodus 34:6, man. This is what he talking about. Not only that, but not being a man that you should lie, nor the son of a man that you should repent. If you say it, then you gonna do it. You know what I'm talking about? The strength of Yasharal shall not lie. Hey, these are the things that I take pleasure in, loving kindness, righteousness, and judgment. These are the things that I delight. Let the wise man esteem in this, that he understand and know me. This is when you begin to resemble this man. This is when you in his likeness. Now you representative of godly character. And this is what it means to buy the truth and sell it not. Also instruction, wisdom, and understanding, getting you wisdom. And with all you're getting, get understanding. And don't forsake it because it's going to keep you alive. Go ahead.
And Yahuwah passed by before him and proclaimed, Yahuwah Elohim.
That's right.
Merciful and gracious.
That's right.
Long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth.
What else?
Keeping mercy for thousands.
And what else?
Forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. And that will by no means clear, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
This is how you resemble him.
And upon the children.
Why you think Adam was willing to lay his life down for his wife, man? Why you think he was willing to do that? He was made in this man's likeness. He resembled him. But we don't look at it like that because we carnal. That's why when people see that, you thinking this is a physical characteristic, you carnal. That's why he say he didn't think it robbery to be equal with God or to be of the same quality of God. I'm just like him. That's why he say when you seen me, you seen my Abba. Because we exactly the same. We done talked about this before. You got some dudes, man, boy, I'm talking about, they look like they daddy. They talk like they daddy. They walk like they daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. And it's not even a conscious thing that the child is doing this. The only way your son will be in your image and likeness is if you impart your character unto him through your instruction. You know what I'm saying? But then you would have to be able to assess, well, what type of character you got. You know what I'm saying? Like this, man, this is just real deal, man. You talking about a man who went through rigorous instruction of his father to resemble his father, to be able to impart that instruction unto his seed. Praise you. Come on back to what Proverbs 4. Read verse 5 again on general principle.
Get wisdom, get understanding, forget not, neither decline from the words of my mouth.
That's right.
Forsake her not, and she shall preserve you. Love her, she shall keep you.
That's right.
Wisdom, the principal thing. Get wisdom,
That's right.
With all you're getting, get understanding.
And what else?
Exalt her, she shall promote you.
That's right.
She shall bring you to honor.
That's right.
You will embrace her.
That's right.
She shall give you gifts to your head, an ornament of grace.
We talked about that already.
A crown of esteem shall she deliver to you. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings.
And the years of your life shall be what?
Many.
And what I taught you in
the way of wisdom.
And I've led you what?
And right path.
And when you go,
your steps shall not be straight.
And when you run,
you shall not stumble.
I tell him what straight mean right there, man. He said, if you hearken to all that, man, he said, man, your steps won't be straightened.
That's your sorrow to bind, to be distressed, to be in distress, to be cramped, to be narrow, to be scant, to be in straits.
And you know what? But he said he enter in at the straight gate. He said you won't be in distress. Go to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, man, and read verse 5 for him, man. Because you'll get the understanding that surpass all peace. Remember, he say in the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I've overcome the world. But a lot of us, we don't want to rest in God to be free from distress. Go ahead.
For we preach not
this
ourselves.
Is 2 Corinthians 4 and 5.
For we preach not ourselves, but a Mashiach Yahushua the Lord.
That's
and
right.
Ourselves, your servants, for Yahushua's sake. For Elohim, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts.
That's right.
To give the light of the knowledge of the esteem of Elohim in the face of Yahushua HaMashiach.
That's right.
But we have this treasure in earthen vessels.
And what else?
That the excellency of the power may be of Elohim.
And not
of us.
That's right.
We are troubled on every side.
Troubled on what?
Every side.
What else he say?
Yet not distressed.
What else?
We are perplexed, but not in despair.
And what else?
Persecuted, but not forsaken.
And what else?
Cast down, but not destroyed.
And what else?
Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahushua, that the life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our body.
You see how he say your steps won't be straight, and neither will you stumble. Give them stumble by definition in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 12.
That's kashal, to stumble, stagger, or totter.
Jude, Epistle of Jude, chapter 1, verse 20. We could make it 18. This is Epistle of Jude, verse 18. Epistle of Jude, verse 18.
How that they told you there should be mockers in the last time.
So live.
Who should walk after their own ungodly lust.
Walk after their own what?
Walk after their own ungodly lust.
What are they?
These be they who separate themselves.
Being what?
Sensual.
Not having.
The Ruach.
That's the one thing you got to do, man. When you carnal, man, you know the spirit ain't present. Tell them what sensual means by definition, man. You can't be sensual and claiming to have the spirit, man.
That's Sukekos, that is of or belonging to breath, having the nature characteristics of the breath, or governed by breath. The sensuous nature with the subjection to appetite and passion.
Notice it said licentious nature, subject to appetite and passion. What was the serpent cursed to go about? On his belly. And their God is their belly. They mind earthly things. Meats for the belly, belly for the meat. God will destroy it and them. So it's your appetites. And you know what Proverbs say? Don't be a man of appetite. If you be a man of appetite, put a knife to your throat. Go ahead and kill that man. Don't let your desires be the reason why. You know what the old folks down south like to tell you, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your eyes be bigger than your appetite. You know what I'm saying? Because you're desiring many things, but when you consume them things going to have you sick. Go ahead, man. Epistle of Jude, verse 20. Come on with it.
But you beloved, building up yourselves on your most Kadash faith.
Building up yourselves on your most what?
Kadash faith.
See, that's the thing, man. Remember, edify means to build up, man. You got to build yourself up on the word, man.
praying in the Ruach HaKodesh.
That's right.
Keep yourselves in the love of Elohim.
That's right.
Looking for the mercy of our Lord.
Notice how it say keep yourselves in the love. The same way you're supposed to keep that wisdom and keep that understanding is going to guide you and protect you. Come on.
Of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach unto eternal life. And of some have compassion, making a difference. And others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling. He's able to keep you from what? Falling. When you go, your steps shall not be straightened, and when you run, you shall not stumble. And to present you faultless before the presence of his esteem with exceeding joy. That's good. Back to Proverbs chapter 4, verse 13. Listen to the next thing he say. Take fast, hold of instruction, let her not go. Keep her, for she is your life. Go ahead and tell him what Musar mean by definition, man. This man say you better take hold of that Musar. That's discipline, chastening, correction. Now go to Hebrews 12 and 5. That man say if you take fast hold of discipline and chastening and not let her go and keep her, that will give you life. And you have forgotten the exhortation which speak unto you as unto children. My son, despise not you the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when you are rebuked of him. Why? For whom the Lord loved, he chastens. Why? And scourge every son whom he receives. And what else? If you endure chastening, I'll let him deal with you as with sons. And what else? For what son is he whom the Father chastened not? But if you would be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are you bastards and not sons. Yes, sir. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us. We gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Abba of spirits and live? And what else? For they truly for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure. But he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his Kadash. Of his Kadash nature. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Now no chastening for the present seemed to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yield the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. And what is that peaceable fruit? Love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, meekness, self-control. Against such there is no law. Come on. He said, wherefore lift up your hands which hang down and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Let it be healed. That's good, man. Proverbs 4 and 14. Now listen to the next thing you say. We'll go back to what I mentioned earlier. He say, enter not into what? This is Proverbs 4 and 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked. And go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it. And pass away. Look what he told you, man. He said, man, don't even get fooled up with wicked people, man. What he talking about path? He talking about their way of life. Give them path by definition so they're clear on that. This is Orak. This is way or path, the pathway, the passing of life, the way of living. Do not enter into the way of living of the disagreeable. Do not go in the Darak or the life of the disagreeable. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Notice what he said. Don't get fooled up with it. Because we know what 1 Corinthians 15 and 33 say, man. Evil communications corrupt good manners. Some of you have not the knowledge of Elohim. I speak this to your shame. Continue on, sir. He said, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. He said they do not sleep except they've done what? Cause some to fall. And what is the 6 things that Yahuwah hates? 7 being abomination. Feet that is swift to run into mischief. And he said, and they won't sleep unless they cause some to fall. What them people swore they wouldn't do with Paul? Let's take a look. Hold on. Come over here to the book of Acts. Acts chapter 23. Verse 15. Acts chapter 23, verse 15. That's it, Rohan. Say now, therefore, you with the council signify to the chief captain that he bring him down unto you tomorrow, as though you would inquire something more perfectly concerning him, and we, or ever he come near, are ready to kill him. And when Paul's sister's son heard of their lying in wait, he went and entered into the castle and told Paul. What he told? Then Paul called one of the centurions unto him and said, Bring this young man unto the chief captain, for he have a certain thing to tell him.
So
he took him and brought him to the chief captain and said, Paul, the prisoner, called me unto him and prayed me to bring this young man unto you, who has something to say unto you.
Then the chief captain
took him by the hand and went with him aside privately.
And asked him what?
What is that you have to tell me?
He said,
The Yahudim have agreed to desire you that you would bring down Paul tomorrow into the council, as though they would inquire somewhat of him more perfectly.
But do not
yield unto them, for they are lying wait for him of them more than 40 men,
which have bound themselves
with an oath
that they would what?
Neither eat nor drink till they have killed him. And now are they ready looking for a promise from you?
My God, today. You can read verse 11 where they actually made it. The same chapter.
In the night following, the Lord stood by him and said, Be of good